Let's get into an album that had dropped a couple weeks ago that I really messed with, that I didn't talk about in my last podcast. King Von, the rapper that died in 2020, rest in peace to his soul, was probably the best storyteller in the rap game at that time with his music. Released Grandson, his album, his final post-death album, and it sells 30K. And I feel like that is good for his album. Songs like Don't Miss, Real Oppie, Jimmy, Phil Jackson with Polo G, those are good songs that he had on the album. The album sounded complete. Versus his last album, What It Means to Be King, which sold 55K first week. It had songs War, Where I'm From, Too Real, Mad, Change My Life, Rich Gangster with him and T Grizzly. It was a good album, but you could tell that it had so many features because the songs sounded incomplete. And that's the thing with these post albums, which is why they don't really sell as much as when the rapper is alive, because of the simple fact that most of the songs that they drop, if you're not Juice WRLD or something like that, who has still been dropping music ever since he has died, his producers, his management has been dropping music for him ever since that he has died, and they sound complete. Most of these rappers, the songs are going to sound incomplete, should I say. And the songs that they already have out when they do die, they only have like a couple of other songs out there and the vault that they can just pull out that are complete. But the rest of the songs that they do have is just maybe a verse that they have, and it's just an open verse out there that is still open for whether that was going to be him on that song to complete the rest of the song, or it was going to be a feature. But with albums such as, like I said, What It Means to Be King, Faith with Pop Smoke, that album was trash because it had a whole lot of features. We didn't think that Pop Smoke was finna collab with fucking Chris Brown, Rick Ross. It's people like that, 4-2 Doug. They will put people on the songs that 9 times out of 10, I don't think they would even do a collab with if there was alive. Hence why it was so trash. So with this Grandson album by King Von, yeah, it had some features on there, but there was a lot more songs on that album that was just him and him only. So the songs sounded complete. Were some of them leaked? Yeah, some of them were leaked, but still the album sounded more complete than What It Means to Be King. Will it compare to Welcome to O Block or LeVon James or Grandson, the first Grandson? Nah, it won't compare to that. But one thing that we can agree on is if they were alive, some of the songs that the management puts out after their death, the rapper would be like, nah, and we'll just have it as just a leaked song or just an unreleased song. But since I feel like the management and, the parents of King Von, the family of King Von, they want to get that money. Same with all the other rappers that had died. They want to get that money. They're going to tell them to drop the music. They're going to come to an agreement to drop the music just so they can get that money. So I feel like him selling 30K is good for a final farewell to King Von. Rest in peace to his soul. I feel like he was the best storytelling rapper out there. Go ahead and check out his music. I'll give y'all some songs. I feel like I Am What I Am, Why He Told, Demon. I'll give y'all some old stuff. Down Me, Went Silly, Fuck Yo Man, Took Me to the O. Obviously, that was one of his bigger hits. 3 a.m., 2 a.m., Something Else. It's just a whole lot of songs. Wayne's Story, if you want another storytelling song. at his best when he dropped storytelling songs, which made him the most different. There's been videos that have been leaking after he died about him being in jail, him getting in all of these fights, and it really painted the narrative that this dude was actually speaking what he was saying in these songs. So in return, it makes the songs even harder because of the simple fact that he is talking real shit. It's not just, hey, I just killed the nigga, doing all this and the third, but he ain't really killed nobody. But now, since the police are releasing that he was the one that killed these people, he was the one that was terrorizing in prison and was menacing these people outside of prison, terrorizing Chicago, is really painting that narrative like King Von was really that dude. King Von, all of his songs that he then put out are real deal, real truth, things that have happened to him. He has a whole lot of trauma, a whole lot of bad things that have happened to him, but it really painted that narrative that he was really that dude, and it was actually a true narrative. There have been videos that have been coming out in these past few weeks about him getting in jail. There was one where he slipped his handcuffs and literally beat the dog shit out that nigga. He beat the dog shit out that dude, bro. For real. Like, even though the other dude, he didn't have, his hands was in handcuffs and he couldn't get out of them. Still, like, he was whooping that dude, beating that dude ass. For real. And then there was other videos out there where he was getting into fights too, where him and another inmate jumped another inmate, one of his ops, I guess, in prison. So King Von was really that dude in and out of prison. So it painted that picture of he was a real demon. He was a real demon out in the streets and out in jail, and everything that he said in his songs were truth. They were all true things that have happened to him. So I feel like him getting this 30K first week sales from his album is a good farewell to King Von's career and King Von's legacy that will forever be in Chicago's history of rap with Chief Keef, Lil Durk, King Von. But he's the best storytelling rapper out there, and it's hard for people to acknowledge the fact that he was one of the best because he died so young. And for him to die so young, you don't even know what his full potential was going to be in the rap game. He died just so young. That's the thing with these rappers. Like with Pop Smoke, for an example. You don't know how good Pop Smoke was going to be until he just died, and now we'll just never know. I feel like if he was still alive, he would have collaborated with all of these artists as he was changing his sound. He was making love songs, What You Know About Love, Something Special. It wasn't just straight New York drill rap. He was changing his fan base. He was trying to evolve his fan base, bring more fans to him by changing the way he was making these songs, producing these songs, and putting the songs out there, doing something different. So I feel like if Pop Smoke was out right now, he would be the king of New York. Same with King Von. I feel like me personally, I think King Von is better than Durk. I personally believe that he's better than Durk. He's a better storytelling artist than Durk. And the narrative, like I said, that he was painting this whole entire time was that he was this demon, this person that he really only cared about his ops. His ops was scared of him. He would do all of this to his ops. But he was trying to stay in trouble too because of some fact he had his whole rap career. But he would just give story times on robberies and murders and terrorizing his ops. Like, it made all of his things that he said in his songs true. Everything that he said in his songs was true. It wasn't a facade at all. Which makes him better than Durk in my opinion. I feel like he would have had more songs out here than Lil Durk. He was changing his sounds. It wasn't just gonna be just about killings and rappings. Like, he has some love songs in there. He has that sprinkled in. So I don't know why it just feels like, why does it seem like right when artists are blowing up or trying to make that next big jump to be successful in the rap game, they end up dying at a young age? You got Juice WRLD that died at a young age from overdose, but his album is still on Billboard. His first album is still on Billboard. And the leaked songs that have been leaking out and that his management has been releasing, they sound complete and they sound good. So it has people questioning, why did he end up dying, and what would have happened if he never died? What would have happened if he didn't overdose? Same with King Von. What would have happened if Quando Rondo, Lil Tim ain't kill him? What would have happened if Pop Smoke, the people ain't running in his house and kill him? Tupac, what would have happened? Even though he was big at the time, but what would have happened if he was still alive? Instead of dying at the age that they died at. So you just never know. But like I said, this is a great farewell for his family, a great farewell for his team, his management, and his legacy will always be remembered in history forever, in Chicago rap history forever. People say in Chicago that he was one of the best rappers to come out of Chicago for that small amount of time that he did rap. Just something to think about. You just never know what would have happened with these rappers until something does happen and they end up dying, and you just question what would have happened if they didn't die and they got big. Because if they would have got big, you would have seen it with your own eyes, and the parents and everyone, his fan base, everyone that was rocking with the artist, they would have seen it with their eyes of the rapper getting big. But now we'll just never know what would have happened. That'll just always be the question, what if? So like I said, it's just something to think about.